Alrighty then, guys. This is the part 2 video for our Azorius Enchantment Artifacts deck featuring Emry. I do need to rename this because there's a typo. But anyways, if you want to see the draft portion and the first 4 games, just go to the part 1 video. I'll just name it that. Makes things a lot more easier. Yeah, just watch the first portion of the video. Currently 3-1, but you never know if this is going to end up good or bad. Let's just keep playing. Haven't had any games where I had an amazing aggressive start, other than the red-green one where the opponent missed the land drop. But overall, I think we have a bit of a controlling and aggro game plan in this deck. So we'll see if most of the games are grindy or quick. Alright, opening hand, Flutterfox, Animating Fairy, and Midnight Clock. Don't really want my Midnight Clock to get owned and destroyed, but I don't mind animating it maybe eventually, just to get in for a ton of damage. But this could be a fine mana rock regardless. Ooh, Ardenvale Tactician. We do need the mana for it though, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to cast. I could just block here. Like, it's not that wrong. It does waste his whole entire turn to pump the Weasel back. If I don't block, what happens? He just plays a 2-drop. I don't mind just blocking here. This makes him use up his whole mana for a turn. I can leave with the Midnight Clock, and then I can ramp into the Prize Griffin. Uses the Bargain instead, okay. Because he wants to preserve his creature. Seems fine. So Tiny's up, so yeah, let's just play out the Midnight Clock. Get this started. We can So Tiny at instant speed. So it's nice to have So Tiny in this deck since it's 1 mana. It's good with the Midnight Clock. Don't mind taking 1. I don't mind taking 1. He can eventually just pump this, which is annoying, but I think I don't mind using the So Tiny here just to lock this down. Land would be nice. No land. We can just cast this for Adamant. Alternatively, we can just make the Midnight Clock into a 4/4, but I think the Adamant plan is better. I do want to hit my land drop. No lands, okay. And turning this into a 4/4 can be an issue if it destroys it. That's going to be a problem. Question is, do I block this? I mean, it will force him to activate twice. Guess he'd rather just play an over errant. Okay, seems fine. So land is not bad. What can I do? I could activate the Animating Fairy and then keep up the Ardenvale Tactician to tap something. Alternatively, I can just cast the Prize Griffin. I'm hoping he doesn't attack with the 3/4, but it could imply he has a pump trick. Let's see. I think the Prize Griffin is alright. And if he attacks, I don't know if I should take it or not. He could be bluffing. I could just block with the 3/4. Let's say if we double block it, he's going to use a Bargain. This is going to be 6 toughness, so it's going to be quite hard to deal with. If I double block, so I might need to set up a turn where I can put more stuff on the battlefield. Yeah, this implies a Bargain, I think. The Weaselback can pump itself 3 times. No, 2 times. But it's not going to kill the Prize Griffin. So I could just double block this. This does imply a Bargain, so it's not that good. You could have like a double pump trick with the Rimrock Knight. In that case, I guess I don't mind double blocking the Weaselback. Yeah, let's go for the double block. He is nerfed, so he does need to activate this, and even if he activates it twice, it won't kill the Prize Griffin. So I don't mind a block like this. He obviously has combat tricks if he's attacking with the Ogre Errant. But at least this can get rid of Menacer, and then this can also force him to use his mana. Okay. It's still a 1/1, so he can only pump it twice. He's probably going to use a combat trick to kill the prize Griffin, like a Rimrock Knight, but the Clockwork Servant still kills this, so I still get to keep one creature, yeah. I was expecting this. In that case, we still keep a blocker up, so it's not that bad. Land is good, so now I can Arcus Owl and then use the Ardenvale Tactician to tap things down. Seems alright. Ooh, Charm Sleep is not bad. Although the Golden Egg can give us an option of animating something next turn, which is also not that bad. This is hard. Guess I don't mind that. Let's just play out the Golden Egg. Question is, do I want to play it? Probably not. I'll just keep up the Ardenvale Tactician at instant speed. So do I mind if he attacks this turn? Yeah, let's just use it now. I don't know if it's correct, but I'll do it anyways. And then we still have some decent blocks against the opponent. Ooh, Sage with the Falls. But I think this turn we just Golden Egg into the Animating Fairy, if I'm not mistaken. It does draw us a card so we can hit a land drop, perhaps. Land drop is good. Alternatively, I can play out the Ardenvale, but I think it's correct to turn this into an artifact. And we can always sack it if something goes wrong. No attacks. Mono red aggro, so he probably has a Thorbrand in the deck, and a couple of Searing Barrages. Pretty powerful strategy in the set. If I knew the math was correct, I could have at least kept up Ardenvale Tactician this turn, but I didn't know if I was going to draw a land or not. Next turn, I think I'm just going to deploy my hand. And if everything dies, I'll get back with the Midnight Clock at least. Okay, he's attacking with all. Yeah, so the correct blocks have to be, I'm assuming, this, and this. Hopefully, he probably has a barge in regardless, which is going to suck, but I don't think I can play around that. Bargain pretty powerful in these red aggressive decks since there's so many non-humans. Okay. So he just went all in. Block Dragon. Sure, we do have blockers for that. I guess he can ping me here, put me down to 2. I can trade here, block, sack. No, I think I need to play out the Ardent Veil tactic. I guess I still have 2 mana to sack the Golden Egg if something goes wrong. So we'll just pass here. We can always sack the Golden Egg end of turn if we think we're taking too much damage. And then the Midnight Clock can trigger and we can redraw all of our stuff and hopefully get more life gain going. Searing Barrage is pretty much game over here. I'm hoping the opponent doesn't top deck anything crazy. Obviously, I don't think he had a combat trick. He was just trying to bait me into it, I think. Okay, he's attacking with all. Okay. So I think I'm gonna have to sack the Golden Egg since I don't want to take too much damage. But I think the blocks that make sense are this. I mean, I can force him to pump the Weasel back even more. So I could just block like this perhaps. Force him to pump the Weasel back and then I can stack the Golden Egg. Or I can let the trade happen. But I do need to gain some life with this, so it's going to be a bit of an issue. So, but I still have a blocker left to hold back the Weasel back if he goes for the double pump. Because I'm at 3 life, I think I need to sack this Golden Egg. Otherwise it's going to be a problem. Okay. Do I let the trade happen? He can just activate the Rimrock now. Yeah, I have to sack this to gain life, I think. Although I would love to trade for this eventually. I think I need to do this. Just so I don't die to this Brimstone Trebuchet. And then hopefully the Midnight Clock can help us refuel. And find some good blockers or a way to get rid of this Brimstone Trebuchet. Alrighty then. Alright, Midnight Clock, save us now, please. Ooh, that's quite nice. Another Golden Egg, seems perfect. Emry, even Emry, okay. Yeah, this is looking quite sweet. Another Golden Egg. I think I need to take the Golden Egg here just to have more life gain. So I think the game plan is just... I guess now we can play the Golden Egg. Did I play out my land yet? I guess I did. So what I want to do is I want to play out the Jousting Dummy. And then... Do I need to play out Emry? Not yet. We'll just play out the Golden Egg. And then we shove enough blockers to help stabilize against this board. And we can start gaining life with the... He just needs a Searing Barrage here, if he's lucky enough. Because next turn I can just stack the Golden Eggs, recur them over and over. Probably has another Knight here. Sure. Guess I'll just play out Emry. Golden Egg first, I guess. I think I need to sack the Golden Egg. How much mana do I have? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I could just deploy my whole hand. Guess I don't mind just Golden Egg first then. I think I need to play Emry ASAP, otherwise he could just run me over. Question is, do I keep up 2 activations? Guess I can play up the Flutter Fox and keep up 2 activations, so I don't end up dying. And we can pass the turn. He can activate, but I can stack 1 at instant speed. And this should dodge a Searing Barrage. And then we can keep playing the golden eggs, drawing cards, and getting life. So we have some infinite recursion going on with the Emry, and we manage to stabilize against the opponent. So this deck actually seems a little bit more controlling than aggressive. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that sucks. I might as well sack the egg anyways. Don't really want Emry to die, but I think I need to... But yeah, at least this can save our flyers, and maybe we can win the game with the flyers instead. He has 5 turns. He has a couple of turns to activate this Brimstone Trebuchet. So I do need to kind of help close out this game, so I do need to start getting in. Let's get him the Arcanist Owl. So I'm down to 3 life with this Brimstone Trebuchet unless I find some sort of removal spell. Wish he didn't kill the Emry. Man, I would have won this game if he didn't kill the Emry. Sage of the Falls, yep, let's play it. Quarter Monitor, not bad, so I can attack and then untap my creatures. Seems right. Should have enough blockers, let's just go all in. So I'm down to 1 life here. He's just going to take it. Jeez, okay. He might have a haste creature. In this case, now the Quarter Monitor is a good blocker. I think we're going to untap. So we have the 2-1 to block the 3-1. Sage of the Falls can block the Raging Redcap. Guess I don't mind just untapping the Flutter Fox here, since it's a creature I'm most likely going to trade off. Might as well just play the Clockwork Servant without Adamant, just to have a random ground blocker. And maybe we can Alpha next turn. We'll decline. So I'm down to 1 here. I mean 2, so hopefully he doesn't have any more Knights. Because I need to close out the game next turn. So if he plays 2 Knights, I'm pretty much dead. Or a Searing Barrage, so this is a very close game. He might just have it here. I'm hoping he just got a bunch of lands, and he's just holding them on just to bluff. Yeah, he's gonna have to Alpha here, I think. Alright, no Bargain, no Flings, and we should be fine. He could have a Bargain. If he does, it's just game over. Let's say he pumps this twice and uses Bargain, then that's gonna trample for a lot, so I could just block with all these. Yeah, let's go for it. He can bargain, this can get in for 1, I can get to 2, but if he uses bargain on the weasel back, I mean, let's say he pumps this twice, it becomes 5 power. He uses bargain. I should have enough fire flyers to close, so I think this block is worth it here. None of these have trample either, so I think I'm in reasonable shape. If he doesn't have bargain or some way to deal damage to my face. Just need to get very lucky that he doesn't top deck anything crazy. Okay. So even if he has bargain, this is going to be 5. I guess I'll take 2 if he has bargain. Yeah, if he has bargain, I'll take 2, and then he can ping me with the trebuchet. So maybe I should block this Shine Chaser as well, since I would have had lethal anyways. Okay, that's nothing. I'm fine with this. This implies he doesn't have bargain. Because he could just activate this twice, use bargain, and then finish me off with the Brimstone Trebuchet. I guess he didn't have it, okay. But we can just alpha next turn and win. That can't block, so I'm in good shape still. If he has a fling here, I'm going to be pretty pissed. Or I guess it's just game over. Let's just alpha. I think we got this. And I guess I could also So Tiny at instant speed, just to pump up the Shine Chaser. So this becomes a 3/3. Yeah, this can't block. Yeah, even if he has a red cap melee, I should be okay here. There's no knights at instant speed. Yeah, he had it. Alright. Pretty close game. But we managed to get there. Guess everyone wants to play aggro in Eldraine for some reason, so I guess now the format is considerably fast if people know about the whole mono red, mono white game plans. But regardless, we have a pretty nice controlling flyers deck, so I'm quite happy we're currently 4-1. Let's keep this up. Ooh, this guy's really good. He's a prolific Twitch streamer. Maybe I can win one over him. Alright, decent curve. Don't mind if I do. I do want to cast Adamant with the Clockwork Servant, so I think I'm gonna lead with an island first, and then decide whether or not I want to play Flutterfox next turn. This might just be a turn 4 play, because at least it draws me a card, and that's better than actually playing it out on turn 3. Golden Egg? Let's see. Flutterfox is potential damage. I can just Golden Egg next turn, and maybe get this flying, and then we can Clockwork on turn 4. Seems okay, so double white. Flutterfox, okay, we can give our own Flutterfox flying. Ooh. I'm liking double Clockwork Servant here. Definitely not going to trade a Flutterfox, since this can block his... The 3/3s can block his own Flutterfox. He could be playing the All That Glimmers to enhance his creature. All That Glitters, I mean. Ooh, comes in tapped. Alright, so we can definitely take advantage of this. I think I'm going to play this Adamant. Don't need to play out Witching Well, I don't think. Get in there. Next turn we can play out Prize Griffin or Witching Well. Sure. Guess he has his own Ardenvale Tactician to play next turn. He can get in for 2. We can play out the Prize Griffin. Hengewalker, okay. That can give his own Flutterfox flying. Let's think here. Arcanist Owl and the Witching Well isn't bad, but I do want a good blocker up, so I think I play the Prize Griffin. And I can attack in for 2 here. Could have a outflank, that's fine. I'd rather have him use the outflank on this 2/2 than on my prize Griffin. If he does attack with both, I don't mind double blocking the Henge Walker because that could imply a pump trick. Alright, so I definitely double block here. Because this does imply a pump trick. And I don't think I want to take too much damage. Sure. Guess he has 2 outflanks. Never mind, okay. It's just a removal spell. So sure, that gets rid of flying for the Flutterfox, so I think we're still in decent shape. I have access to a Charm Sleep. I think this turn we actually just play out the Arcanist Owl here, because it's mana efficient, and it can hold off the 2/3. So Tiny, quite nice. So we can keep up a So Tiny, and we also have Witching Well to help us scry. Ardenvale Tactician, ooh, Emry's quite powerful. How many artifacts do we have in the graveyard? Not much, but we can keep looping the Witching Wells and the Golden Eggs, so I don't hate this. And I think I might as well bomb the Ardenvale Tactician because I don't want to mill it. But then again, I don't know what else I'm milling. I'd rather mill artifacts, so I guess we bottom the Ardenvale, keep up Emry, Sigo. That's a good Charm Sleep target. Don't think I need to So Tiny that one. We'll keep up the So Tiny. I don't think we need to cast it yet. Charm Sleep is quite nice here. Guess I can Clockwork Servant and Charm Sleep. Yeah, let's just do that. I could play out Emry, but I don't want to take 3. Let's just Charm Sleep this. We'll stay back. And then we can loop the Emry over and over again to help win the game. Yeah, this does imply outflank or pump trick. I think I'm fine taking 2. We can keep up So Tiny next turn. Animating Fairy, quite powerful. Or I'd rather just cast Emry here. Yeah, let's just cast Emry now. Keep up a So Tiny. I could always just attack for 3 and then tap. So I don't hate that. Let's just attack here. And then we can then tap with the Quarter Monitor. I think I want to keep up the So Tiny because I think he has a pump trick. Yeah, so we'll just pass here. Sigo. And then we can go for a block next turn. He used 2 outflanks already, so I'm assuming he doesn't have an outflank. Sure. Yeah, So Tiny seems good here. You could have a pump trick. Do I block? I mean, it does cost 3 to use the pump trick, so I think I'm just going to block here. Prevent 1 damage. Then we can pass. I could sack the egg, use the Emry, play out the egg, and then enhance it with the Animating Fairy. I think that's fine. And we can just recast the egg here. I can make a 4/4, but he can just double block. I guess I want to make the 4/4 just to have some good blockers, so let's just do that. Yeah, let's just make this into a 4/4 blocker, and we'll say go. And we can win the game just by flying in the air. Hopefully he doesn't have any the giant that can kill everything, because that's going to be quite bad for me. Guess a trade here doesn't hurt. He has an outflank anyways, okay. Guess we're taking 4, maybe we have to race him on the ground. I guess I can use Emry to get back my flyer, so that's quite nice. And we can just recast the flyer instead. Get another golden egg. And then I don't mind playing out the animating fairy since that can block the 1/4. I can sack him for 4. Yeah, we got him. Jesus. Yep. The synergies are working. Alright, currently 5-1. Even beat a pretty powerful mythic streamer. The guy's very good. If you guys are ever on Twitch, definitely check out Echo 5 Bravo. Definitely one of the best limited players that I know of. Same with guys like Ben Stark, Andrew Cuneo. What else is there? Legend VD, Nikolai Bolas. There's a lot of good drafters, but that's where I learn from, usually from the very best. And yeah, I'm quite happy I beat him because he's a very scary opponent. But without further ado, let's move on. What's this? I mean, if we get a 3rd land, I think we're good. I'll risk it. We're on the draw. We have an extra draw step. Yeah, we'll play the blue mana. Hopefully we can get the 3rd land eventually. Alright, this can go sour if we don't get our 3rd land drop. So we do have an extra draw step. Lost Legion, okay. I could just so tiny this, why not? I mean, it is mana efficient. If we do get our 3rd land drop, we can just drop the Shine Chaser. And, you know, at this point in the game, I don't think we're going to mill the opponents or have them have 7 in the graveyard first, so we might as well cast this. Perfect. So I think now we just play out the Shine Chaser. And we also have access to Charm Sleep. I could just play out an Animating Fairy, of course, next turn. Why not? Just to have another 2/2 flyer. Probably see a removal spell here, probably. Yeah, that sucks. Maybe I should have baited out with the Animating Fairy instead. Alright, we're about to get to land 4. I think I just play out the one animating fairy here. Do I want to trade for the 2-1? Not really, since the Sage can eventually just block it. And we can always just tap stuff down and turn after. This is going to become a 3-3, so there's no way I'm going to block this proficiently. We'll just take 4 here, and then we can activate the Ardent Veil Tactician at instant speed. Yeah, Steel Claw Lance is pretty scary, but I don't think I want to Charm Sleep away a 4-3. Like, I could, but I'd rather just Tactician it, I think. Pretty annoying card. I'd rather Charm Sleep away the Smitten Swords Master, actually. Ooh, Clockwork Servant. That could actually be better, because I do need to hit my land drop. I'll risk it here. Yeah, land drop is nice, so now we can activate the Ardent Veil Tactician. Tap down the Jousting dummy, and we can Charm Sleep away maybe the Smitten Swords Master. I mean, the opponent's running out of resources, so I think we're in fairly decent shape. And if he wants to move the Steel Claw Lance to the Smitten Swords Master, he can be my guest, because my Sage of the Falls can eventually just block it. This can allow me to cast the Ardent Veil Tactician. Guess I need to cast the Ardent Veil Tactician, so what I can do is I can cast the Ardent Veil here. And then I can Charm Sleep away the 4-3 and then attack in for 2 in the air. I think that makes sense. Just don't want him to gain a million life. Steel Claw Lance is pretty annoying though, but I think it's fine just doing that. And hopefully he doesn't have any bigger bombs that he can equip the sword onto. So hopefully no crackling, none of that, the 5 mana 8/8 that has haste and makes 3 goats. Okay, I think that's okay. He's gonna take my Sage, I think. Because that can block quite well and can also help me loot. I actually don't mind him taking the Animating Fairy. I actually think that's correct for him to take my Animating Fairy, and I'm gonna double block this Jousting Dummy if he goes for it. Since he can only pump once, so he's gonna get a 1-for-1 either way. And I don't want to give him another turn to have him pump twice to 2-for-1 me, so I'd rather just take the 1-for-1 here. He doesn't have to pump, actually. He can just... because he's going to kill a creature anyways, and this doesn't 2-for-1 him, so he could just let this trade happen, put the Steel Claw Lance onto the Lost Legion. And I don't mind just taking 2 per turn. I can just block the Lost Legion for days. So this is quite good for me. Managed to stabilize. We have a flyer that can cheese him out. Should have maybe kept the blue in case we have So Tiny. Ooh, Midnight Clock. Yeah, we have to keep that, I think. And then we can play the Midnight Clock and use that as a win condition to reach the late game. My Sage can still hold off this 2-3, so I'm quite happy that I fit the Sage in this deck since it's such a good ground blocker. I also have the Turtle on turn 4 that can hold this off. So Red Black Knights, looking to drain the Smitten Swords Masters. Steel Claw Lance definitely very powerful as well. Doesn't really have any good attacks here. I'll just block for the Sage of the Falls. Yeah, let's just play out the Midnight Clock, and then we'll just activate it, and eventually just win the game that way. I'm going to play out my lands so then I can just use the mana to activate the Midnight Clock. I can activate this once, and then I can eventually activate twice. Yeah, let's just put some hours onto this. Flutterfox. Maybe I should have kept the land in hand to loot, but let's just play out the Flutterfox, and we'll consider playing out a land next turn. we'll decline in case we end up discarding something useful. Yeah, I should have just kept the land in hand to loot with the Sage. But this is pretty nice. Ooh, Sir Conrad. I do need to set up a good double block on Sir Conrad, or even triple block, because this card can definitely be really scary. Ooh, So Tiny? I guess So Tiny isn't bad. I guess we'll just move to combat here. I don't mind just attacking with both flyers, and then if he wants to equip the lance onto Sir Conrad, we can just use the So Tiny and then go for a double block and kill it. I mean, it doesn't kill it actually. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that. It's still going to be at 5 power, so I don't know if that was correct. Probably not correct. I guess the more he mills himself, the more the So Tiny actually gets better here, so. I guess this will trigger if a creature from my graveyard leaves the graveyard, so it's actually not that good. So I don't really want to take 6 though. Yeah, this was a huge mistake. I should have kept up all my blockers. Guess I chump with the Clockwork Servant. Yeah, that was a mistake. Should have kept up the Flutterfox here, I think. Guess I'd rather just take 5 here. Yeah, I guess I'll take 5. It kind of sucks, but I don't think chumping does anything. Flutterfox. I guess I can attack with both and play the Flutterfox. Sure. We will decline in case we get a creature, because that's going to trigger Sir Conrad. So I'm going to lose up to 2 life due to the Animating Fairy. Yeah, this sucks. Could just activate this now. But maybe I need to keep up the mana. Okay. Ooh, that sucks. And I'll be losing life too with the Midnight Clock Exile. I guess it goes back into my deck, so it doesn't, but it does trigger, right? No, it doesn't. Okay, so that's still fine. Nothing at instant speed. So now this is a 1/6 that can't attack profitably, and we can close the game out in the air unless he mills a bunch of creatures for me. So maybe his only win con now is Sir Conrad, at the very least. So I could just survive off of this golden egg, hopefully, and I can just win in the air with the flyers. Yeah, I thought the Midnight Clock would trigger with the creatures in the graveyard, but the fact that it goes back into my deck doesn't. So Midnight Clock is actually very good. Even plays around Sir Conrad. Cauldron's Gift, okay. So he's just looking to mill me even more, bring back a creature. I still don't think that's lethal. So he needs to get in for 3. We have enough blockers to hold him off. Unless he activates this. Ooh. Alright, that's good. No more activations, please. No more creatures, I mean. Oh man, this. So we can still survive. Since we can always just chump, take 1. Yeah, we can still survive this. So the correct blocks, I think, are here, here, and here. And we're just gonna lose 1 creature, and he's just gonna drain me for 1. So we got him. Alrighty then. 6 and 1. Nice Azorius enchantments deck. Mostly playing defense for the most part. So it seems to be a bit more controlling, and then you're looking to win in the air with the flying creatures. So I guess tempo is what this deck is trying to do. Alright, so anyways, yeah, 6 and 1, not a bad deck. Let's do an overview before we head on to the final boss. 16 land deck. The reason why is because our curve is relatively low, only 2 4-drops and 2 5-drops. The Witching Well, I guess, counts as a 4-drop since you want to play and activate on turn 4 sometimes, but it's mostly going to be an early play regardless. We have a lot of 2s, a bunch of 3s. The main glue that holds this deck together are the Flyers, the Flutterfox, the Ardenvale, Animating Fairy, Arcanist Owl, and Prize Griffin as our aggressive game plan. And then Midnight Clock can serve as a nice late game win condition in case we deplete our hand, and it's also a decent mana rock that can help us ramp. Emry is also a powerful glue engine that holds this deck together in the late game, like the Midnight Clock, since we can just constantly recur our artifact creatures and artifacts in general. And we have some great artifacts to recur, the Witching Well, Double Golden Egg, and Arcanist Owl, and the Clockwork Servants. So they all synergize very well with the Emry, so yeah, this is a pretty hyper-synergistic deck that's looking to mostly win the game with Flyers, and then using good high-toughness ground blockers like Quarter Monitor, Mistford River Turtle, Prize Griffin to kind of hold the fort and stabilize while we get in the air, and then we try to leverage card advantage with the artifact synergies going on, like the Clockwork Servant for Adamant, Golden Egg, Witching Well, and then Emry can just get them back. So yeah, a pretty well-rounded deck. Quite surprised we even managed to make it to 6-1. We're going even split, even though we want to cast Adamant with the Clockwork Servant. We do have a lot of early Flutter Foxes that we need to play out, so it's good to have at least keep it even split to have some planes early on, and then the we are primarily blue, but I still think it's important to have the Flutterfox. Haven't played a game yet where I casted Clockwork Servant exactly on turn 3 with Adamant and non-Adamant, but I would still be fine casting this on turn 3 regardless without Adamant if I have no other play. Looking at the sideboard, there's always a Prophet of Peak I can put in, but either way it's just going to be the random ground blocker on turn 6 since it doesn't really have any evasiveness. It does have synergy with Emry, but I think it's already still too expensive. The Sage of the Falls and Prize Griffin are just better, cheaper creatures. Weapon Rack I was also considering since it's also a target for the Animating Fairy, but I think it's too expensive. It doesn't provide any good ground blockers, and we aren't that hyper aggressive where we need 1/1/1/1 counters right away. We can usually win the late game by grinding out the opponent and outvaluing them with card draw, life gain, and high toughness blockers to prevent any good attacks. So yeah, there's no need for a weapon rack. Spinning Wheel, just a worse version of Midnight Clock, I think, so no need to have it. Tome Raider doesn't have any synergy in this deck, although it can be okay, but it's better in the blue red draw your second card matters deck. Optus Filler, same with Wishful Merfolk. Yeah, so I'm quite happy that this draft turned out really well. Haven't drafted any blue-white Azorius enchantments artifacts in Eldraine for a while, and usually this archetype isn't the most amazing, but still pretty powerful if you get the payoff cards, like again Emry, Lurker of the Loch, Arcanist Owl, you know, Midnight Clock, Shine Chaser. So yeah, kind of took a guess, pack one, pick one on Emry, and then we really got paid off, followed up by the Arcanist Owl and then a bunch of artifacts and enchantments. So glad that worked out. Otherwise, I think Black Green Foods was where we were supposed to be. So let's head on to the final boss and end this draft with a nice 7 wins. Let's go. Alright, opening hand. Well, we just need our blue mana. I mean, it's not bad. Once we get our blue mana, this hand should be pretty solid. We do have a Quarter Monitor, Clockwork Servant we can cast on turn 3 with Adamant or not. I think this is a fine keep. And then we can eventually just cast the Emry and cast it for very cheap. Very Guide Mutter, so a pretty aggressive start. Ooh, we got our blue mana. Okay, I think we leave with Plains regardless because we know we're going to play Flutterfox. And we could just play out the Flutterfox next turn anyways. Just so we can maybe top deck another Plains for the Clockwork Servant. Just going to use this Scry too, I guess. It makes the most sense. I could offer to trade the Flutter on a 2-2. I don't hate it. But maybe Quarter Monitor can just block. And then we can play out the Flutterfox just to hold off the 1-1 flyer. I mean, we do have turn 3 Adamant with the Clockwork Servant, though. With the Plains. So I don't hate that. If we play out the Quarter Monitor, we could have a discount Emry eventually, but maybe that's just not the game plan. Let's just play out the Flutterfox, I think. And I guess we can still take 3, play out the Clockwork Servant here. Or I can just trade it, like, it's not bad. Eventually, I do have enough flyers to hold off this 1-1. I mean, I do have an Animating Fairy that can hold it off. Yeah, let's just block. Nah, actually no, let's not block. The Clockwork Servant should just give this flying, and then we have a good ground blocker for the Charming Prince. And we just need a way to prevent some attacks from these Fairy Guide Mutters, and now Clockwork Servant seems good. We eventually need double blue for the Charm Sleep, but at least this can hold off the flyers quite nicely, and the 2-3 can block the 2-2. If he does attack with the Fairy Guide Mutters, I assume there's an outflank, so I might as well just block it. Force him to use it and eventually cast the Ardent Veil Tactician. He did miss a land drop, so we're kind of ahead that way. Sure, we'll take 4. Not much we can do about it. We can eventually stabilize. We'll definitely play out land here. The Emry isn't bad because I can just cast the Ardent Veil Tactician. Yeah, we'll just cast Emry here. And then we can use the Ardent Veil Tactician to tap some stuff down if we need to. I could attack him for 2, but I don't think it's worth it. We'll stay back. In case he has another Fairy Guide Mutter, I'm just going to use the Ardent Veil Tactician to tap. If not, we'll just hold on to this ability and maybe, like, yeah, we'll just let this resolve. Say go. Let's see. Can play out land. Don't think I need a Charm Sleep. Can attack for 2 and then use the Quarter Monitor to untap it. I don't hate that. Let's just do that instead. Let's get in for 2. I could have also attacked with a Clockwork Servant, but yeah, we'll just play the Quarter Monitor here. Untap the Flutterfox. I don't mind just activating Emry because I can get back to Jousting Dummy. Casting Jousting Dummy, just have more creatures on the battlefield. And we should still be fine because the opponent is stuck on 2. Finally have his 3rd land drop. Definitely blocking here. He probably has a Pump Trick here, but there's not much I can do about it. I mean, I don't want to take 1,000,000 damage. Let's just block. Might as well force a Pump Trick. Probably the one that gets +2/+2, yeah. So Tiny isn't bad. Could just play out the Ardent Veil. Alternatively, I could just attack with 2 of these. Yeah, let's just attack with both of these. Do need to pressure him. I can activate this and then still use the Ardent Veil Tactician. I guess I will. It's not bad. Let's just get in there. And then we'll just use the Ardent Veil Tactician at instant speed. He gets in for 1. I can So Tiny. Yeah, I guess I want to save So Tiny in case he has another Pump Trick, so I guess I'm fine just taking 1 here. It's not the end of the world. Knight of the Keeps, sure, so what? We can hold that off forever. We'll just say go. Let's play out land. Guess I don't mind just attacking with these 2, or I can just attack with 1. Getting for 4 is quite nice, and if he trades, I don't mind just I don't mind just recasting it for Adamant. That's quite nice. Yeah, let's just let the blocks happen. I could so tiny here, but there's no need to. And then now I can cast this. I can activate Emry. Get the Clockwork Servant back. Cast this for Adamant. And then play out the Ardenvale Tactician. That's not going to do much. Ooh, Flutterfox. I guess I don't mind attacking the Ardenvale Tactician and then playing out the Flutterfox here. Yeah, Emry's doing a lot of work in this deck. I could also just cast the Animating Fairy, like why not? Just have another extra flyer. Because I can just sack my artifacts anyways and just recur them with Emry, so I don't think I need to keep up the make a 4/4. Let's just pass. And we got it. Yeah, nice 7-1. Lost our first match, but we managed to get a nice I think 950 gems here, which isn't really a lot, but I'm quite happy that I managed to explore a different archetype this time in Eldraine than usual. So let's take a snapshot, use that as our thumbnail, and let's claim our prize. Alright, let's pretend this is Throne of Eldraine, pack 1, pick 1. What do we have the fine pleasure of opening today? Ooh, Great Henge, definitely a bomb. Green is the best color in this set. Black is actually pretty close to green in power level as well. But definitely going to take the Great Henge over Order of Midnight. But if Great Henge wasn't in this pack, I would definitely take Order of Midnight. But this card can just win the game if you have enough creatures, since you can just keep generating life, keep generating card advantage, and then all the creatures that come into the battlefield comes in hand. So definitely a powerful bomb. But the Order of Midnight is actually quite powerful too. You can also, it's not only a 2/2 flying threat that you can cast early, but you can also play this in any black deck to recur like a creature in the late game. So it's a good and aggressive Black Knights deck, and it's just a nice way to just get back a creature. I would probably take Order of Midnight over Bacon to a Pie pack 1, pick 1, since it does have a little bit more long-term value than the Bacon to a Pie, which is usually kind of my standard in this set to determine like how good a card is. Anything that you would take over Bacon to a Pie is exceptional, while anything that you wouldn't take over Bacon to Pie is slightly less average, slightly less than above average, so to speak. But well, Great Henge is definitely a bomb. This pack sucks. Probably just take a random spinning wheel. Can't use it to ramp, can use it to tap down a creature in the late game if the game manages to go long. But yeah, anyways, I'm quite happy that I managed to do a bot draft for Eldraine. Might do another one, or I could just do Amonkhet Remastered, but I really don't like the set. There's just not a lot of diversity in Amonkhet Remastered. Sure, there's certain archetypes like black-green -1/-1 counters and blue-green ramp, and but most of them are just very aggressive, and you don't really pull off too many insane combos unless you like ramp into like a God Pharaoh's Gift or Sandworm Convergence, and those can be quite fun strategies. But outside of the rampy green decks, blue-black control is not very good, and then everything else is just aggro, and it's pretty much who drafted white more and drafted the most exert creatures and cheap efficient removal basically wins. So yep, still not a big fan of Amonkhet, but regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this draft. If you suggest something, please leave on to the comments below, and have a wonderful day, and take care. See ya.